On the topic of sheer amount of players playing it, how many tops does it get? Salad.
So basically, the OCG version, since it's got Gazelle at 1 now, basically they've maxed out on all the other stuff. So they're playing 3 Foxy, 3 Spinny, which are standard anyways, 3 Buffalo, which not OCG didn't really start.
They didn't really do it, but Buffalo is like...
They didn't really play it because they played the other hand traps because they had Maxi and things like that and just went second.
Yeah.
But what they started to do is they cut down on the Twin Twisters and things like that and started playing 3 Judgment and 3 Manhunt, is it? The one that's basically Snatch Steal but as a trap?
Crackdown.
And just basically started playing more back row so that they could play against other decks and actually start grinding them. Some even actually started maining 3 Pankratops and just went second with it so that they could actually do more because of the Maxi. But obviously, since Maxi isn't going to exist for Worlds, I think that they'd still probably build a going second version with the Crackdown and maybe evenly, because obviously if Salad evenly you and then shit out their board, it's a very hard uphill battle to deal with 3 pops plus a negate and a Sunlight Wolf that is probably going to get stuff back at the start of the next turn.
Okay, so like this is something that said to me a bit ago, and it's like in Worlds it makes it like it's a lot bigger than you think it is. If you compare TCG to OCG lists, the TCG play not to lose, but the OCG list play to win. OCG lists are usually like a lot more. You can play a lot more aggro with them, or they attempt to get like they have a lot more ways of pushing for game. And in my opinion, the OCG, the TCG, the amount of like you see a lot more hand traps in the TCG, and you also see a lot more back row set, and you see a lot more control decks in the TCG, where the OCG like you'll see random tops with decks which have just straight up punched their opponent in the face. And in my opinion, in Worlds, especially Salad, the OCG list and the TCG list are going to be exceedingly different. Our understandings of the game are entirely different, meaning I think Salad, I don't know which build is going to work. But either somebody from the TCG is going to build the best list for Salad, or somebody from the OCG list is going to build the best list for Salad. And there will be no people on either side who are running the same list. I don't think anyone who plays in the TCG is going to play an OCG list. I don't think anyone who plays in the OCG is going to run anything similar to a TCG list.
The main difference, though, that I've started to see with the OCG and the TCG list, subtracting this is before the banned list, is the fact that TCG, most players are actually playing 3 copies of Will, because they've said basically it's if you summon Helio, it's a soul charge. While OCG lists aren't using it, they either play it at 1 or they're not playing it at all and just going into trap lineups instead, because obviously they've got Judgment and things like that.
Yeah, but the OCG are kind of like, okay, I'm going to stop my opponent and then I'm going to push, whereas the TCG were like, okay, we're going to drag this out as much as possible and we're going to carry on pushing for resources and we're going to make sure we have more to stop our opponent with than they have to stop us.
That's one of the big differences, though, because obviously I've got one of the OCG lists in front of me, 2 of them in front of me, and they both are basically meaning multiple Crackdown and multiple of the counter trap, which usually we only play 1 of the counter trap and just cycle it back over and over and over again. As well as the side lineup that they're also playing in the form of Retaliating Sea, which I haven't seen that thing being played in God knows how long.
It's quite Retaliating Sea is like odd. It either wins your matchup or it loses your matchup. Like it doesn't really have any middle ground. It's kind of just again. It's either extremely useful or it's extremely pointless.
Because I used to play it against back in the day when Invoked and that were still a thing, because you could just drop that and it would be fine. But I don't see any lists unless they're playing Will of the Salamangreat that doing anything. So maybe it's played for the fact of Will, but still I wouldn't say it's really good for it. Also, one other thing that I'm going to come back to on the Salad thing is the obviously most builds that I believe that are going to Worlds will be playing either a heavy going first. TCG probably goes second because they tend to play more hand traps for it, while the OCG are playing more back row, so they may go first. I more see that the TCG list might actually be doing better at Worlds than the OCG, for the sole fact of the TCG lists are basically made to outgrind the mirror.
Yeah.
And the OCG ones are built to just kill your opponent in a few turns. So since our ones are more designed to outgrind the mirror, as soon as the OCG players start playing more, the OCG lists are more competitive from the point of doing more damage quicker, we'll just keep destroying the stuff, so then eventually we kill them in about turn 6 or 7 instead of kill them by turn 2.
But that is the difference between the 2 regions. And I'm not going to say anything until it actually happens, but if Salads wins, either the TCG builds are going to completely blow out the OCG builds, or the OCG builds are going to completely blow out the TCG, and it's just due to how the deck's been made. But in my opinion, I think the OCG are going to do better, considering their list is a lot more similar to what the world's list is probably going to look like than our list is. But I'm not going to say, I'm not going to hands down say that one's going to win until everything happens.
Okay. The second thing that I'm going to move on to is the extra deck. I don't really care much about the side deck because that always changes. But another clear difference with the OCG one is subtracting the 1 or 2 cards that they have that we don't yet. They're more playing the Super Poly to get rid of stuff, to make either Starving Venom, Violet Chimera, or the Mud Swamp Creature, the one that requires 2.
Carry on, finish your thing about I do have something to say on this.
And also, one thing that I did think was a bit weird in comparison to most TCG lists is they only play the 1 Stalio, while in a lot of TCG lists I've seen them play more than 1 Stalio on the off chance that Call by the Grave is still a card. And Stalio, even though Sunlight Wolf can keep putting it back, you don't usually put the Stalio back straight away. You put it back usually during your second turn, which during the mirror, that's probably one of the cards that make you win.
So, as you said, they play stuff like Fusion, Super Poly, get rid of stuff. But, the OCG are a lot more, we're going to main this card because it can insta-win us a matchup. And it is true, that card can insta-win you matchups, okay, you go against Orcus, you win the matchup. And you go against the mirror match in Salamangreat, you just summon the monster. You either do full combo using that card and then just not doing a normal summon, or you, use it just to beat your opponent down, because that card can become massive, especially in the mirror. Your opponent makes a full board, you activate it. You take your opponent's entire board of monsters, and then you just make a 4K beat stick. So that card, I think, especially in Salad, Poly is going to be really devastating. But it's not I don't think he's going to get mained, but I don't think he's going to be as hard hitting because of the amount it's at. If it was at 3, that card would be insane. That card would, Salad, I think, would probably have the best chance. Because every single meta deck right now can be hit by Super Poly with something. Whether it's Mud Dragon because you're playing, a slightly off meta deck, or it's, I'm not sure if Nutrish is legal in OCG. It's not going to be legal for this, though, because it's a...
It says you defuse your monsters. That's why it doesn't work.
I'm not saying you don't have to use your own monsters for Trish, but, I'll carry on. The card is Raigeki spell speed 4 at more than Raigeki for the cost of 2 cards overall. But you get a monster activating nuclear opponents. The card's going to be really good. Super Poly will probably... It could win Worlds, it could lose it, but I don't think that card's going to be entirely... That's not going to make or break a deck. They're my only real opinions on it. It's not busted. It's a fair card. And it's also like Maxi. You draw it. It stops your opponent around the turn, yes. Should you play around it? Probably. But it's at 2, so no one is. It's just not... It's in a really middling round place where I don't really think it's that good.